Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. As promised, my next video is all about the 1212 portal. I've got a couple notes here because I just wanted to be super thorough. Okay, sometimes I come on and I'm just winging it, I'm just going by the seat of my pants and wherever spirit leads me. But I was guided to do something a little more in depth and and controlled. Okay, so this is the 1212 portal. Okay, it is December 12th. Okay, and it is, so we're going to take a look at the number 12 for a second. Okay, the 12th house in regards to spirituality is talking about Pisces. It's ruled by Neptune. It's about spirituality, sleep, dreams, subconscious, hidden enemies. In Vedic astrology, it's about past life karma, the journey towards moksha, which is freedom from the cycle of reincarnation, releasing old cycles, patterns through detachment from material desires like sex, money, fame, etc., for more spiritual abundance. And in tarot, it is the Hanged Man, which is a symbol of or a guide to pause, surrender, take a different perspective, enlightenment, let something go, sacrifice, intentionally or unintentionally, right? And usually in doing that, you gain something in return. Waiting, releasing old ways. Also, I feel it is a bit of an omen, okay? A moment to pause and change, like the calm before the storm, the change, the calm before the moment of waiting, of pause before an incoming change. So it's like the calm before the storm. And then we have 12, okay? So you may be seeing 12, 12, 12, or 212, okay? If you are on this path, okay? If you are moving through this portal, right? If you've done the work and this is one of the gates that is opening for you, right? Then you may be seeing certain numbers, certain reoccurrences, things like that. Okay, so this is 12, the number of spiritual completeness. Okay, there's 12 apostles, 12 tribes of Israel, 12 gates of New Jerusalem. And as I say that, I am reminded of what I said about a gate opening. So a lot of the things in the Bible may have been factually true, but they also are a symbol. Okay, so like the 12 gates of New Jerusalem, it's like the 12 gates that you have to go through to release a new life, okay, of some kind, right? And that is symbolic of work that you need to do. Okay, like I said, I've been working on these portals now pretty consistently for over a year now. And I just started to pick up on, the moon cycles and the portals and how they all kind of fit together to do this healing energy work. So that's kind of exactly what it's all about. And I do believe that that is the message that Jesus brought when Jesus came, right? These are the things, these are the hidden knowledge that certain people, mostly of a patriarchy type of mindset, do not want us to have. That has been hidden from us because it is what frees us, right? Also being freed from the material world, to be unleashed and opened up to the spiritual world, which will make this physical world a better place. So, okay, we got the Gregorian 12-month calendar. I mentioned that because it's something that I've been aware of for a while now, but I want to try to start integrating it a little bit more into the channel. That before we had the Gregorian calendar, ancient times, they operated under a 13 month calendar cycle. It is more true to reality. It is more spiritually based as well. It also, again, helps with these portals and moon cycles, right? I think a lot of these portals and moon cycles would line up a little bit better if we were using the proper calendar. But as it is, we do the best we can with what we've got. And then there's 12 zodiacs, but also, again, there's actually 13 zodiacs. One had been removed. The Ophiuchus, I think is how you say it. I'm not really entirely sure. So we've had missing information, okay? And I believe this kind of goes along with a little bit the hidden enemies side of this 12th house kind of thing, that we are starting to open up to our spirituality. We are revealing and being enlightened of the things that have been hidden from us by our hidden enemies. And we are starting to operate under new circumstances and understandings and like modus operandi kind of thing. And this is just, each person individually, but as each person awakens to these truths and starts living in this truth, it's going to have an impact more widely. Okay, so then we have pathways to purpose, wholeness, connection to God, source, higher power. So again, it's like a spiritual journey, okay? And we never stop learning, right? We never stop growing. So we're never truly done until we die. But it's like, being as it is the 12th month, the last month, it is like the closing of the chapter of this particular journey, okay? And it is in all ways bringing us closer to God, source, or whatever higher power you believe in or subscribe to. But that's kind of exactly the point. In the same way that the 12 steps for recovery in AA work, right? It's about reaching a goal. The goal is spiritual awakening through action and prayer and faith. It is about achievement for your best and highest good, following rules based on good principles, honesty, courage, service, integrity, love, humility, faith, hope. And again, belief in a higher power and aligning with that belief and higher power. Also, this shows that it is your current mindset that shapes your future reality and spiritual abundance or balance. So I do feel like this particular 1212 portal, there is a balancing out here of spiritual abundance, because I feel like there was something missing or being held back for a very long time due to hidden enemies that in this 12-month cycle has been revealed. Okay, so the hidden enemies are no longer hidden. There has been an enlightenment here. Okay, so before I go any further, now I'm going to go ahead and light the evil eye candle, because we want to maintain at all times our spiritual what's the word I'm looking for? Cleansing, hygiene. That's the word I'm looking for. Thank you. Spiritual hygiene. Okay. All right. So we ask that our angels, ancestors, ascended masters, spirit guides, clear and cleanse all negative energies, entities, protect us and return to sender all evil eye, all people, places, and things with negative intentions. Okay. And now we're going to light the sage and Palo Santo. So again, we are clearing and cleansing our energy externally and internally, okay? And one way that you can do this is through breath work, okay? Breathing in the good and breathing out the bad. Because we only want to take with us that which is for our best and highest good. And negative energies, entities, people, places, things, they're never good for us. So we also need to pray for the discernment, right? To know what is good for us and what is not, and to be able to have the strength and courage to leave behind that which is not. All right. I don't know if you can see that, but it's burning a little bit better now. So put that over there. All right, and we're lighting our Palo Santo. This, I believe, helps connect to spirit, specifically ancestors, in my opinion. But, to each their own. And we're going to ask for guidance, okay, for our best and highest good. And we will only want truth and clarity. No tricksters, no liars, no devils, no demons, none of that stuff, right? I'm just getting the feeling that sometimes you have to let things burn, right? You have to let it burn. If people have made decisions that have sabotaged you or themselves and they've hurt themselves, then, there's not much you can do. If they're burning in the hell that they created for themselves, then let them burn. All right? Okay. Right? Because it's not our job to save everybody. Maybe we did try for a very long time, but, you can't save somebody who doesn't want to be saved. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the tea leaf deck. Okay, what do we need to know for this 12-12 portal, please? Okay, so we have broken wishbone. A wish will not be granted. Peacock, beware of great pride. So it's like somebody wanted something or wished for something, and they're not getting it because they were too prideful. And like I said, one of the virtues, right, the things that you need to have learned along this journey is being humble, and having great pride is the opposite of that, right? So someone, didn't want to do the work, didn't want to go on the journey, and because of that, they're not getting what they want or wanted. Okay. And these are the people that you need to leave behind, right? Because you can attach yourself to these people. You can try to help and save these people, but it's only going to keep you and hold you back from your own journey and your own purpose. Tiger, doing something risky, taking a chance, right? These people, they were too cowardly, okay? They were, they didn't have faith. They were afraid. They didn't want to tell the truth. They didn't want to let go of their ego, right? They were afraid of the unknown, right? Maybe they've been this way their whole life and they just decided that they didn't need to change. They didn't want to change. What was the point in changing? And it's like, be the change you want to see in the world, right? And that's kind of the philosophy that you operate under, or should be operating under if you're a part of this channel. We're high vibrational over here, and I consider our numbers to be few because it's like the 144,000. There's not a whole lot of us, right? So, I don't really get down about the fact that I don't have a lot of views or I don't have a lot of subscribers, because I know the ones that I do have are here for a reason, and the right reasons, okay? But do remember, it does help if you like, share, and subscribe to the video and or the channel as a whole, okay? Because these are the things that we want people to be learning, right? We want people to be interacting with these kinds of videos and adopting these practices and ideals, because that is how we create the better future. But regardless of whether or not they see it, it is being put out there into the energy, and those with their own spiritual gifts will be receiving the downloads and the energy. Okay, what else? Pale. Time to get out of a situation. Yeah, it's time to leave behind the people, places, and things, right? It's like drop everything. I'm just getting that, drop everything. It's like when Jesus said, leave the dead to bury the dead and follow me, and like just leave everything and come with me. It's like leave everything behind and follow your guides to a higher path, to a better, brighter future, okay? Which is not necessarily what you think it is, or for some of us who did not do the work, don't get to go to that better, brighter future because you didn't do anything to help create it. And in fact, you are the ones that caused the problems in the first place. And that's why you're being left behind. Yep. Scissors, disappointment in some affair, right? So you, again, people being cut out, left behind. There could be some kind of affair involved as far as, third-party relationships, okay? People inserting themselves where they did not belong. And yeah, there's going to be disappointment for some people because not everybody can go. Not everybody can do what you do. And they don't get to go to the places that you're going physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, because it takes a higher level of commitment, a higher level of understanding. It takes alignment with a higher power. And in order to do that, you must believe in that higher power. Okay. All right. So I guess I'm going to do the Kibber-ish deck. I mean, it's my MASH deck. It's my Intuitive Kev MASH deck, which, by the way, I just ordered the third Intuitive Kev deck. So I will have the complete set. And I'm super excited because the other one is just the tarot deck. But I don't know if my hands can hold it, but I want to add it to this one and just be able to use all three decks at once. I'm excited about that. Okay, so what else do we need to know for this 12-12 portal? What else do we need to know for this 12-12 portal? We're also, it's getting completion, right? Completion of psychic, okay. I was going to say psychic contracts. Completion of karmic contracts, okay, of karmic cycles. But yes, it may be with, other psychics, people who had psychic abilities. And I feel a little bit as though there was some kind of war going on between those with psychic abilities who used them for good and those with psychic abilities who used them for evil, kind of thing. Okay, but so it's kind of like the war is won, the war is over, or there was a battle, but it's like you weren't participating in that, right? Someone tried to make war with you and they lost, because the moment that they tried to create conflict with you, that was the moment of their own demise. Because it's like you are above that, you are beyond that. And had they realized, that they were going to be better off working with you than against you, then they may have been able to come with you. But instead, they chose to work against you. And because you work for a higher power, because you have, the best and highest good of all people involved, of all humanity, even, you are protected, and they were always going to lose. All right. So I feel like that's part of the cycle that's being closed out as well. Okay, so we have a fortune, abundance, and luck. And we have sweet, compassionate, innocent. And then we have guilt, remorse, regret, and evil eye. So someone sent you, like I said, someone who may have their own psychic abilities, but used them for evil, right? Evil eye, okay? Evil eye, using their psychic abilities to send you evil eye, to cause you pain, suffering, misfortune, to wage spiritual war against you, and maybe even, some kind of physical war or legal battle, things like that. Or to try to put you in competition with other people in your own relationship, things like this, okay? These people are feeling guilt, remorse, and regret, okay? Part of the reason for that is whatever spiritual gifts they had, they've lost by now, okay? And all the fortune, all the good stuff is attached to you. And that's another reason why they're feeling guilt, remorse, and regret, because you are cutting them out of your life, of your energy. They can no longer tap into your good energy, your good fortune, your good luck, your sweetness, your, everything that you are, that they didn't even realize that they wanted and needed so badly. But now that you're gone, they do. And it's too late, right? Time is up. It's too late. And yeah. It's like they're just now as well waking up to, with the hanged man, right? They're just now waking up to the fact that of what they've really done. Okay. And we have North Node, South Node, right? Exactly. It's like good versus evil. It's like, one of you is in your North Node, one of you is in your South Node. This person chose their South Node. You chose your North Node. They chose not to come with you on this journey. And so, you've been doing it on your own, and they don't get to come. They don't get to be a part of your life in any way, shape, or form anymore. And God is making sure of this. God is closing this cycle out. Okay, thoughts. Also the number 16, which is the Tower. So they're having thoughts of you and how they sabotaged this love, this relationship, this good thing. Okay, and that's part of the wish will not be granted and disappointment in some affair, right? This person is disappointed because they chose wrong, right? Okay. Okay, I think this deck is done. Let's move on to this one. What do you want to tell us? Okay. The world, the world, it's the ending of a cycle. It is not just that, but it is the ending of an era, right? Okay. Honestly, we're dealing with 12/12 here. That's Pisces, 12th house. Okay. We're dealing with the end of the age of Pisces. We are now stepping into the future. Okay. The age of Pisces is over. It's in the past. Okay. And we are moving forward into the age of Aquarius, where we will be healing. Okay, that is all about healing. It is about enlightenment. It is about revelation. It is about coming to truth, living in truth. Okay, the end of all of these karmic cycles, of these karmic contracts, of this psychological warfare. Okay, spiritual warfare. That's the end. It's the end. Okay, and you get to, because you are able to see things, you're able to see the bigger picture, right? You understand it's not just the end, it's a completion. You have a complete and a full view of what you have gone through in this cycle, of why it is ending, how it is ending, why it needs to end. And you also have a complete view of where you're going from this point forward. And you are moving forward with a complete, I don't want to make it sound like that, but it's like a complete set. Okay. It's like every portal that you went through, every month, every lesson that you learned throughout the year, you gained a badge or a coin, so to speak. Okay. And with this, you have completed the cycle, the journey, the year in completion. Okay. You learned every lesson there was to learn. You have gained a complete knowledge. You have the whole set, is what I'm trying to say, basically, if you understand what I mean. Please mention it in the comments so I know I'm not just blowing smoke here. And it's evolution, right? You have completed a necessary journey in order to progress in your spiritual evolution, right? And fulfillment. You have fulfilled as well a karmic contract, okay? And it's over. And you had the choice of whether to start a new cycle or move forward to a new cycle with the old people, or move forward. And because you've learned your lessons, you don't need to do that again, right? So you know that the future is in what's new, in going where you've never gone before, right? The future is walking into the unknown, and fearlessly, right? Because part of the reason that this person failed is because they did not have the strength and courage that you do, right? They chose to go back and relearn lessons that maybe they had already learned, but now they're going to have to learn them all over again because they didn't learn enough. You know what I mean? Maybe they weren't able to apply what they learned in a positive way. Or maybe they just weren't able to cut out the things that they needed to cut out. Whatever the case may be. But you also have completed the cycle as well, because it's like you may have been working on this for years, but now is when it finally truly ends for you, because it's ending not with you being in a sense of turmoil or sadness or remorse or anything like that. It's you are understanding what has happened, and where you've been, where you are, and where you're going from here, and you're okay with it. You are at peace. There is a sense of harmony in you that maybe was preventing you, because you didn't have it, was preventing you from being able to move forward through this gate in the past, but you've reached it now. So it's like maybe you got stuck on the 10th house, lesson for a year or two, right? And you had to go start at the beginning and go all the way through it all over again, until now you have actually been able to work all the way through all 12 portals. You've learned all the lessons, you've gotten all the badges, right? So now you actually get to complete and fulfill this leg of your journey and move on to something bigger and better. Yeah, the Magician. You are manifesting your future. You have alchemized all of the things, right? You have taken everything that was meant to harm you and learned how to harness it and use it for your good. You have learned how to take your energies, your emotions, your spiritual gifts, and use them to the best of your ability to help you progress and proceed and learn and grow. And, you have an incredible amount of willpower, okay? And you have resources and abilities at your fingertips, okay? So I'm getting that your spiritual gifts and abilities have only just begun. As you move forward and further and further away from these negative things and this, this Pisces energy, into the Aquarius energy, we're going to be gaining more spiritual gifts, more wisdom, more knowledge, and using it wisely, okay, to manifest for ourselves a better life and future, but also one that is for the best and highest good of all. Because whether people want to realize it or not, sometimes learning a lesson is for their best and highest good, even if it's a painful one, especially if it's a painful one, especially if they caused others a lot of pain. In fact, that's part of their karma, right? Okay, moving on. Right. Okay. 10 of Swords. Like I said, painful endings, right? Okay. So this may have been, a very painful lesson for you to learn. It may have taken you a very long time, maybe 10 years. Okay. Like I said, for some of us, maybe it took us, maybe we learned one lesson, but not the others. So we had to go through the cycle so many times until we learned every single lesson that we needed to learn to unlock each and every gate in order to be able to move forward. So it's, like it's the end of the year, it's the end of the cycle, it's the end of a long cycle, okay? And now you've learned what you need to learn, you've mastered it, you are a magician, okay? You have magic, whether you understand what that means or not. It's hidden knowledge. It is the use of hidden knowledge. It is an energy as well that you just hold, that people can't quite put their finger on, that makes you special, makes you different, makes you unique. And this may hurt other people, right? That you are taking this magic with you. But this is the choice that they chose when they chose to betray you, to hurt you, to, to cause you pain and suffering for a very long period of time. And they did the most, they did the absolute most to you intentionally, because they had hoped that it would be your ending. And you have a different ending in mind for yourself. And God, it is in alignment with the ending that God wants and has for you. This person does not get to control your destiny, even though they may have tried, and it may hurt them, when they come to the conclusion that they cannot. Also, this may be people who may have actually tried to put a permanent end to you, like RIP. Ending. Yeah, Temperance to an Earth Angel, Page of Pentacles, who was trying to deliver a message, right? It's like God put you in these people's lives to teach them something, but they didn't want to learn it. And they began to resent you for it. And they wanted to shut you up. They wanted to hurt you, because what you said, they didn't like it. They didn't like what you said. They didn't like what you did. They didn't like the message. They shot the messenger. Okay? They shot the messenger. God sent them an angel and they shot the angel. Okay? They tried to kill the angel. But again, you are manifesting now something better, something more beautiful, harmonious, based in truth. And you were loyal. You were loyal, right? They betrayed you. You were loyal. You're cut from completely different cloths. And, they had the opportunity, to make the decision to change. They chose not to. That's why you're moving up and they're not. What else? Yeah, we have the 8 of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune reverse, and the Ace of Pentacles reverse. They're stuck. They're bound. They have a negative mindset. They are stuck in their own in the jail that they created for themselves, in the prison, in the life that they made, by the choices that they made, the bad choices, the negative choices. Okay, and the negative karma that they're receiving because of it. Okay, and they lost the opportunity. They don't get to come with you. It's a lost opportunity. And they're going to miss out on a lot of great blessings that are coming your way. And that's just going to make them even more mad, What else do we need to know about the 1212 portal? So we have the King of Swords here. This could be Archangel Michael, right? Okay, we're talking about 12 tribes of Israel and stuff like that. I do believe that 12 is an important number when it comes to angels too, but I'm not exactly sure why. I didn't really go that far into my research, but you can go ahead and look it up for yourself. What does the number 12 have to do with archangels? So there's definitely an energy of protection here, okay? I'm getting the feeling of like, okay, we got the Temperance angel. It's definitely angels, okay? It's like archangels. It's angels in authority. Or maybe you have been given, because you are an earth angel, you have now been given some level of authority over a certain territory, okay? Because you also have shown that you are capable of standing in your power, but standing in truth and maintaining, peace and clarity, through the truth. Also, this could be something legal. All right. I feel like you've just been given legal authority though. Like, and again, if there's some kind of legal battle, this means that like you're going to win. Okay. You are in the right. You are the level-headed person here. You know what you're talking about, and you are standing in your power and authority, and the spirits and angels are standing with you, and they're going to make sure that you are given the victory in this, whatever legal matter this is. And you have high standards. You have high standards for yourself, and you have high standards for other people. And it's like, that's part of what these people did not like about you, is that you expected them to operate on a higher level of being than they were currently at. And they did not like the message that you were sending them, basically, that they needed to be better people. And these people may have bonded with each other based on that. and used that to hurt you, to harm you, to do things to you intentionally, to basically create a spiritual battle and warfare waged against you, simply because you wanted them to do better and be better so that you could all live better lives together. But now you're going to be moving on and living a better life without them. Yeah, 10 of Pentacles. This is abundance. This is like a massive amount of abundance. This is like the most abundance you can have in one card. In one lifetime even, maybe, okay? But also you have ancestors, okay? So you have angels and ancestors all standing behind you, okay? Protecting you, helping you, guiding you, also making sure that you defeat your enemies. Because you are the one that they chose. You are the one that inhabits and portrays all the things that they, by the end of their lives, wished they could have done or had wished for future generations of their bloodline. That's you. You are the answered prayer to your ancestors. This is also inheritance, okay? You are receiving a spiritual inheritance, okay? And like I said, like you have all the keys, okay? You've unlocked all the doors, all the gates, all the doors, all the portals. You have finally gotten all the keys, and you have unlocked all the gates to receive this spiritual inheritance, which I believe is also going to come with an earthly monetary inheritance as well. But you couldn't get one until you had the other. And that has been unlocked for you. So I would expect for you to be receiving that soon. Yeah, 2 of Wands, because you had a decision to make. And strength. You made the right decision. You made the decision that may have been difficult, but you did it anyways. You had the strength, the courage, the self-respect, the self-love, to make the decision that needed to be made, to do what needed to be done in order for your own best and highest good, but everyone else involved as well. Anything else? Hold on, I'm just going to write something down real quick. Okay. Okay, so yeah, we have the Fool. New beginning, right? So this is the ending and the new beginning. Right now starts the new beginning. You have shown, through many leaps of faith, through many portals, okay? Through many decisions, time and time again, that you have what it takes, okay? And you have a level of faith that cannot be shaken, and you will be moving forward into new beginnings fearlessly, abundantly, and free as a bird, okay? Nothing and no one can hold you back. No entity, no person, no place, nor thing, okay? Nothing can hold you back because you have the support of the spiritual realm with you as well. And 9 of Pentacles, they're going to make sure that you maintain your sovereignty in everything that you do from this point forward, okay? It doesn't mean that you're going to be alone forever. It just means that even if you do get into, this card came out, but I put it aside, but now I see the point, the Lovers, okay? Even if you do get into a relationship, it's not going to be a relationship where they try to consume you or merge with you, and you're going to maintain your sovereignty in all of your relationships from this point moving forward. You're going to be independent, and remain so, right? It's like you're not going to have, it's like before you may have understood that you had spiritual gifts. You may have been able to pick up on energy, read energy, but maybe sometimes that, was able to control you because you didn't understand the energy or how it worked or why it was, what it was doing, who was doing it, where it was coming from. And it's like now you have this level of discernment as well, okay, that is allowing you to be able to discern what is yours and what is not. And that is bringing you a level of independence and sovereignty. You are able to stand in your power, in your authority, in your psychic gifts and abilities, and not be influenced by others, physically, mentally, emotionally, financially. You're going to have everything you need all on your own. And you may come into new relationships, romantic or otherwise, but you're not going to fall into the same traps that you have in the past where, I can't even explain it. You're just not going to fall into the same traps. You're going to be able to maintain your level of individuality. Okay. Because also the people that you're going to be coming into contact with do not have bad intentions for you. They're okay with you being, this single independent person. They don't want to control and manipulate you and use you and abuse you and suck you dry. Okay. All right. So let me just see if there's anything from this deck. I'm about to close it out, I think. What do we need to know? Is there anything? Okay, let's see. Foolproof plan. Okay. Yeah. So I feel like this is all part of God's plan. And at some point or another, you were activated. Okay. Your psychic abilities went online and it was like, boom. And you may have not known what the heck was going on and what are you supposed to do with this? You know what I mean? But it was all part of the plan. It was the beginning of getting you on your path. Okay, it's designed to be simple, reliable, and easy. It cannot fail. You cannot fail because you are in alignment with the Most High God, okay, with your own best and highest good. You cannot fail. And it cannot be used incorrectly because you have proven that you can consistently make good choices. You wield the power of the magician with honesty and integrity. You're a powerhouse, okay? You have completed every mission, unlocked every door, you've gone through every gate into New Jerusalem, okay? You are walking into your new life. It's like you're being given a second chance at life. You are having a rebirth, right? Okay? And it's all about the spiritual journey, the leap of faith, and proof, evidence for a case or judgment. Someone may have tried to call judgment on you or have judged you or misjudged you, really. And you most definitely made the case for the fact that was, a false, just a false person, false allegations, that everything that they said about you was wrong and you proved them wrong. That was part of your spiritual journey. But also, I feel like it had to be done that way because you needed to know and understand that they were wrong and how and why, and be able to stand up for yourself because you know who you are. And I feel like maybe you kind of knew, but you weren't secure and confident as you are now. Tune. Yeah, you are getting in tune, okay? You are already in tune, but you're just going to be getting even more so in tune from this point forward with your spirit guides, with what God has planned for you, with all good things, okay? You are in tune, and you are just going to continue to you're just going to fine tune it, you know what I mean? Yeah. Take several seats. and everybody has a hand in the cookie jar. So yeah, all the people that were trying to benefit off of you, off of your good energy, off of knowing you, off of having you in your life, off of off of your gifts, your spiritual gifts, your monetary gifts, maybe you're gifted in business or whatever the case may be. They can't keep taking from you anymore, and they're being told to take several seats. Several people, several seats. Each one of these people has been told many times to sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up, because they do not know what they are talking about or dealing with when it comes to you, and they didn't want to listen, but now they're being forced to. And they're not going to be able to take anything from you. Nothing. If you were in a custody battle, they can't take your kids. If you were in a legal battle, they can't take your money, right? Okay. If you were in a spiritual battle, they can't take that either. If they were in a physical battle for your home, they have to leave. For your future, they have to give it up. Okay. You are moving forward, and nothing and no one can stop you, because this is God's plan. And you and God are in agreement on it. I hope this has helped you in some way, shape, or form. I hope, if nothing else, it has entertained you for a few moments in time, and that if you haven't already, you will like, share, and subscribe. See you again soon. Bye.